one. Come on, let's do it. Woo! Yeah! Today?
Yes, today.
Today is just like any other day.
So that's what we can expect.
That's what he do.
That's what he do.
He's not new to this. He's
Bro, my mom came for a little bit, and then she had to go back because I got brothers and sisters. And Leona stayed with me for those 3 months. I was supposed to be back in a month. She stayed with me for 3 months.
Given the current online tumult, did Travis Hunter's own mother just criticize his wife and warn that she could ruin his NFL career? Right now, Travis was supposedly told the truth by Fanti Edmonds, the same mother who has been there for him since high school. "She hates you," she said on FaceTime. It's not merely rumors circulating. This is from the woman who actually relocated states to allow Travis to play ball, the person who oversaw his NIL bag in college, and the person who dedicated her life to pause to allow her son to arrive. Fans aren't dismissing it as jealousy when a mother like that reveals such a shocking revelation. They're yelling warning signs. Travis, however, gave her a forceful slap back rather than listening to her. He immediately changed the subject, sided with his wife, and told his mother to stop talking. Since, let's face it, once you put before you've even played an entire NFL season, your mother turns against your wife, leading many to question who is truly in charge of your life, and you may be followed directly onto the field by that kind of drama.
$1 billion divorce. Mr. Hunter. 40 million. Y'all ain't been married over a motherfucking year. I told y'all that girl was gonna take that man money. And then y'all got so much controversy in saying, oh, he put his hands on her. And you know, in the NFL, they got these new rules about domestic violence and et cetera, et cetera. I can promise you to God that girl antagonized that man for so much. Did so much to him to make him finally snap. That baby, you could tell he just the sweetest little soul.
The worst part is about to come. This FaceTime drama wasn't a sudden development. Soon after the divorce rumors began to circulate online, everything became viral. Everyone vowed that Lanny had already filed in hopes of receiving a $40 million payout. Like wildfire, posts proliferate. Lawyers for TikTok were dissecting it as if it were fact, and people were shaken just by the number. Snopes had to fact-check it because it got so crazy. And you know what? Nothing. No records, no receipts, no filings. Nevertheless, the story clung like glue after folks saw that $40 million headline. Then suddenly Lanny dropped a TikTok that caused the entire internet to go up in smoke. As a sermon played in the background, she recorded herself sobbing right after taking a shower. She also vowed in her comment that it was about her own hardships, faith, and attempts to reconstruct herself. Trolls, however, didn't believe a word of it. They quickly misrepresented it by claiming that the tears had nothing to do with God. They were about the breakdown of her marriage. Social media went into meltdown mode after that one video. Lanny was standing there with her hair damp, her eyes watering, and the camera rolling. People weren't putting up with it, and it appeared more like heartbreak than the Holy Spirit. And it couldn't have come at a worse time. Fans began making connections quickly after Travis signed that incredible rookie contract. It was more than simply feelings to them. Money, influence, and clinging to a thread. Naturally, the internet took to it like wildfire, claiming that Lanny had already secured the luggage and was discreetly organizing her departure. Overnight, what appeared to be merely a sentimental personal post was transformed into evidence that she didn't like Travis. Suddenly, the conversation about football was thrown out the window. God prepares you to be a wonderful woman. By the way you suffer, you'll know he's going to make you wonderful. Music. The story becomes more dramatic as the glory increases since you can't get all of this out of A. Everyone is now focused on a single question. Who is Lanny really? Furthermore, why do so many people believe she is the one controlling every aspect of this marriage? Let's also not pretend to be brand new. Internet drama is nothing new to Lanny. For years, videos of her dancing and being flirtatious have been circulated online, along with rumors about her tumultuous past relationships. Since she broke up with Travis, the blog has been analyzing every single thing she has done. Additionally, one clip keeps coming up. In the kitchen, Lanny is preparing food for a different man. The gag? Despite the fact that she and Travis were allegedly together for 5 years, that was only 3 years ago. Don't raise your eyebrows, please. Her history continues being brought up again because of this. Furthermore, the conversation about the age disparity never stops. Lanny is 23 years old, 1 year older than Travis, who is only 22 and just entering the NFL spotlight. However, based on the discourse on the internet, it would appear that she was 10 years older than him. While some people make fun of Travis by claiming that he recently captured his first true bad guy and isn't letting go, others rumor that Lanny has already lived her fun years and has chosen to settle down after turning 30. And no, I didn't say that. The streets are spinning her tale in precisely that way. And the big names and gossip couldn't help but jump in to show you how loud this blew up. Tasha K herself had to weigh in on their wedding and the controversy it caused, as did other bloggers and pundits. She said, people are constantly suggesting that this relationship appears unbalanced because of clips like that. While Lanny is older, more seasoned, and knows exactly how to move when people are looking at her, Travis is young, fresh out of college, and still wide-eyed in the NFL spotlight. Fans think that Lanny is playing chess while Travis is playing checkers, and in those kinds of matches, one team always loses badly. Additionally, some fans are blatantly accusing Travis of being the mark, as if he is completely unaware that he could be Lanny's ticket to financial independence. And for Ferrante, his mother, that's what makes each and every the alarm is going off. However, she is not alone in raising the alarm. Deion Sanders fills in at this point. At Colorado, he was more than just Travis's coach. He's a man who has experienced every aspect of wealth, celebrity, and a chaotic, messy love life. Deion has traveled that path before, but twice. The world witnessed 2 nasty, noisy, and public divorces, one with Carolyn Chambers and the other with Par Biggers. Primetime himself is the best example of how ugly things can get when ego, money, and love combine. Deion then sat Travis down and gave him the straight news, saying, "Son, get a prenuptial agreement." No one was taken aback. It was not a jab at Lanny. It was tried and true advice from a Hall of Famer who had already suffered those blows. Deion didn't even mince words. He stated it as plainly as day. This had nothing to do with disrespect. It has to do with safety. Travis, however, dismissed it as inconsequential rather than paying attention. He doubled down, standing 10 toes behind Lanny as if he had something to prove, rather than accepting the counsel as life-saving. Additionally, the stranger aspect is that he delved deeper and deeper, practically daring the world to question his commitment. The more people sought to raise red flags in his face. Fans were shaking their heads at that persistence. Because even when your own mother and your great coach are yelling, "Wake up!" you continue to ignore them. The few individuals who genuinely want the best for you seem to be pushing you away. Ferrante's voice sounded altered as a result. Although Deion's counsel was sound, the entire discussion changed after Travis's mother shared it. She has supported him from the beginning. She put her own life on hold so he could succeed, moved with him in high school so he could pursue football, and even assisted him in handling the zero bag before the NFL called. Not to mention that as a token of appreciation, Travis even purchased her a home. According to accounts, Ferrante told her son in person during a furious phone conversation that his wife was not well done. Oh, phew, that counsel wasn't courteous. From the one individual who has been riding or dying since day one, that was the unadulterated truth. And since everyone listens when Mama speaks, fans couldn't ignore that. People say Ferrante did not hesitate for a moment. "She hates you," she told Travis bluntly, and cautioned that Lanny might destroy everything he has been working so hard to achieve. Additionally, this didn't appear to be a jealous mother making fun of the fans. It appeared as though the mother was attempting to keep her son from blowing a he should have been set up for life with the $46 million rookie deal. Travis clapped back, however, rather than supporting her, and everyone was in awe of the manner in which he accomplished it. He made it plain that no one, not even his own mother, was going to stand in the way of him and his wife, reportedly telling Ferrante to keep out of it. That the internet was turned upside down by a single response. Of course he's going to ride for his wife, some defended him. A husband does just that. Others, however, perceived it as precisely what Ferranti feared, that Lanny already possessed far too much authority over him. Additionally, Travis didn't end there. He even doubled down and went public, revealing that his wife had been unfairly shamed online. He said that he only wished to keep her at peace and that she didn't deserve the hostility. However, it appeared entirely different to critics. He appeared prepared to risk his job, and even to make a point, he distanced himself from his own family. Because NFL fans have seen this tale before, the larger picture began to take shape at that point, and there is rarely a happy conclusion. Consider it. People began comparing him to Patrick Mahomes right away. Recall how his family continued to make headlines, with some accusing them of being distractions that nearly eclipsed his on-field prowess? His real game was all but drowned out by that spectacle. Fans immediately referred to Antonio Brown as the epitome of how messy personal turmoil can degenerate into complete chaos, as if that weren't enough. Turbulence in one's career. It wasn't simply the field that brought him down. Real-time broadcasting was done. Personal issues permeated football until it all fell apart. Russell Wilson is aware of this headache as well. There came a time when his marriage garnered more media attention than his actual performance. And that's precisely why Travis is currently being sidelined. Even though he is only 22 and only starting out in the league, his marital strife already overshadows his statistics. Fans are questioning the obvious after he dismissed Deion Sanders' advice and his mother's caution. Is Travis exposing oneself to the same demise? The terrifying portion comes next. Even though he hasn't completed a single season, the rumors are spreading more quickly than his highlight reels. It is quite difficult to recover from a reputation like that once it has been ingrained in the public consciousness. When you thought the mess couldn't get much worse, the reports of a $40 million divorce were spread like gospel on the internet. It got so out of hand that Travis did something that no one saw coming. He vanished. He was sharing videos and updates as usual 1 minute, and then all of a sudden he was no longer there. Wiped his socials clean as if he didn't exist. Furthermore, it wasn't arbitrary. The trolling had become vicious. Lanny was constantly being dragged, slapped with the gold digger moniker, accused of plotting on that rookie deal, and even made fun of on TikTok by making it into a full-fledged meme. Her suffering quickly became ugly as the internet turned it into a joke. Travis decided that the only way he could protect her was to log off entirely rather than clapping back. The move, however, backfired. Even sports broadcasts and podcasts began discussing his disappearance because it was so loud. When a rookie's career should be taking off, why would he deactivate? In fact, several supporters cheered him on, claiming it demonstrated that he was prioritizing his wife and focusing on football. Let's be honest, though, silence doesn't stop rumors in today's environment. On the contrary, it feeds them. And the rumors escalated overnight when Travis vanished from the internet. The internet became a debate that never stopped. Was he concealing the truth or was he defending his peace? In all honesty, the responses were hilarious and really encapsulated how the entire globe feels about this chaotic scenario. One fan directly commented, "Travis Hunter's refusal to listen to smart people, such as his college coach Deion Sanders, is my problem with him. He won't listen to anyone if he won't listen to an experienced man like that." Then the joke started. Another fan made a joke about how 70% of America, 30% of Africa, 20% of Asia, and half of Europe. In essence, he ordered everyone to kick rocks despite the planet's warning. Then things became nasty on the internet. Travis was ridiculed for fumbling more forcefully than anyone else in history. Some even made the joke that he is the only individual capable of receiving the whole internet to reach a consensus while still failing to deliver. The perception has become so out of control. Naturally, he wasn't dragged through the mud by every comment. A few fans attempted to fact-check the circus by bringing receipts. Some drew attention to the obvious. The notion of a $40 million divorce settlement is completely unfounded. One individual clarified that she is not even permitted to officially petition for divorce before 1 year of marriage. An annulment would be the only choice. And let's face it, no one is giving out $40 million. Here's the issue, though. Logic becomes irrelevant once the internet takes off. Ultimately, More people are analyzing Travis Hunter's marriage than his game tape when he enters the NFL. For Auntie Edmonds, his mother has already raised the alarm, saying that this connection has the potential to ruin everything he has fought so hard to achieve. Dion, an A-Hall of Famer who has seen it all, Sanders gave him the precise recipe for self-defense. The message is essentially being yelled by fans everywhere. Every caution flag that is flashing in Travis's face is being ignored. The most frightening aspect is that regardless of how many times he claps back, no matter how hard he tries, the spotlight doesn't move. Even before his career has begun, the world can already see the flaws in him. What do you think then? Before Travis ever set foot on the field, did he mess up his future? Or is the internet exaggerating this too much? Leave a comment below with your opinions. If this marital conflict continues to escalate, Travis could quickly go from rising star to cautionary tale. So hit the like button, hit subscribe, and stay tuned. I'll see you in the following video.